Good morning, Star Trek fans, and welcome back to the Howard channel. Today's video is on my brother playing Star Trek. The sound you are hearing is my brother because he's being an idiot. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you have fun watching him.
Sorry about that, folks. That was my brother taking over my show here. Anyway, this is Ryan. Welcome to our 21st video of our second season. In this video, I'm going to be showing you a little bit of Star Trek Online. I don't know if any of you have ever been in Star Trek fans or not, but if you are, that's great. If not, well, hopefully this here will kind of get you into the mood, at least playing the game. I hope. So in this game, I've already started this game, so we're just going to continue on where I left off. So as you can see, there's I'm the tall guy here in the middle. I'm the captain. The uniforms are new ones that because you get to pick your own uniforms and what your character looks like and everything. So when you first start, you can when you first start this game, originally you can pick any one of these sides that you can pick. So you can pick the Federation, which I have. You can pick the Klingons if you want. You can pick the Romulans. You can pick the Breen. You can pick whatever side you want, really.
Klingons! Oh yeah!
And as I was saying, I've already started. As you do start off as a crewman. As you can see, I'm up to the rank of Rear Admiral. So the ship above is my ship. This is really the main crew, and this is the name of my ship that I've got to name it. And so I'm going to get into the game here and show you what it's all about. So basically the game starts off wherever you leave. I always leave here at Earth Space Dock, which is the largest space dock in the game. And in Star Trek lore, it is actually the largest space station. It's actually just in orbit around Earth here. So I'm going to show you a little bit about what this space station's all about. Basically, it's where you buy everything and upgrade everything and whatever you want to do. So back here is the Admiral, the main Admiral's office, and there's a bunch of little stations back here, so you can actually talk to the Admiral about different things. You can talk to different characters and everything. And actually, this is exactly what the space station looks like on the outside. So it's just a giant space station, really in orbit. There are other stations down below. You can go and talk to them if you wish. You don't have to if you don't want to. So we'll get out of here. So basically here is right here in front of us, where the ships and all that are, is basically inside of the space station, where ships dock that are coming and going. So over here, as you can see, just above here, it tells you what each area is. So over here is requisitions. Basically, it's uniform supply, personal equipment. So in here is where you can actually change what your uniform looks like, upgrade what your uniform looks like, change the rank and everything on your uniform if you wish. You don't have to. I do, but you don't have to. Over here is the exchange. In this game, there are supplies you can get that you can get and exchange for different credits and in-game currency. Down here, this is basically the where you buy your brand new starships. So basically, once you go up a rank, you get a brand new starship. You do get to keep your older ships. You can get, as you can see, it says right here. So you can get new ships. You can get transfer ships. You can change what your ship looks like. Basically anything you want, and you can also requisition equipment that goes onto your ship. So basically we'll come here, and I'll just give you a look. So basically this is what the ships look like. So you can go by rank, or you can just go by wherever you want. So it gives you all the ships of each side that you can get. So I started late in the years. You can actually pick the timeline that you chose. I picked the latest one you can get. So basically you start off with a light cruiser. This is the first ship you get when you start this game. You don't get a choice in it. That's how it all starts. But from there you get to choose what you do with it. So after that ship you get to go up, and then the next ship you can pick whatever you want. Originally I went and got, I do believe I got the cruiser, this one. You may recognize it as part of the Enterprise during Kirk's time. I believe that was my second ship, and I did actually change what it looked like. And from there, I do believe I got this one of these. This is a heavy cruiser, and then from there I went higher in rank. Once I got to captain, I think I got this one of these ships. I changed this. I did not get the Enterprise D. It actually tells you exactly what each ship looks like, that you can change it to. So I made a few changes. I think I changed basically the whole thing. I basically gave the, actually I might even be able to show you, and then eventually I got to here, and I got, maybe I got that one. I can't remember. I got one of these two anyway. And then as you go up in the ranks, you do get more ships.
And better ones.
And better ones, stronger ones. And all of them you can change exactly what it looks like. You can change what the saucer section looks like, what the nacelles look like, what the main body looks like. Whatever you choose. Eventually you go up higher in the ranks. Like these are all admirals and all that. So you do have multiple choices in ships that you can pick from. You don't really have to get a new ship when you're offered one. I do. So I wonder, is here. So this here, I think this is the current ship I'm in, if I recall. I can't remember. I haven't played this game in so long I forget what it looks like. So, actually, I could actually beam to my ship, and I'll have to take a look to see what it looks like. So these are my current ships. So this is the one ship I had. This is basically what the Explorer cruiser looked like that I made it into. I changed it from looking like the Enterprise D to looking more like that.
This one looks better.
This is the current one I am in, I believe. It's basically the Enterprise E, but I just made it look, as Jordan said, better.
No. The other one's better than the D. That one's better than the D.
You like that one?
Yes! The other one looks... This one here, I'd take the Enterprise D over this hunk of junk any day.
Wow. Anyway, getting back to where I was.
Let's get to firing some weapons here!
So, I am going to beam to my ship. It does load going into to the ship because it shows the outside. Sometimes it takes a bit to load, sometimes it doesn't. It all depends on how many games, because this is an online game, so it all depends on how many people are in it. So, this is the outside. So there's Earth Space Dock. That's where we just were, in this big huge space station in the back. These are all these other ships that are around. These are all other players that are online in different ships, doing whatever they're doing. But this here is my ship. This is what it looks like on the outside. This is apparently the one that Jordan says looks not so great. So...
Enterprise E! Enterprise E!
So apparently he likes the Enterprise E. I wonder... So you do get to see the inside of the ship, which I will show you. It does. It is another point that you have to load. So... So, this is what the inside of my ship looks like. Way cooler than any Enterprise E, that is for sure.
And he forgot to say the iconic line before he said going to his ship. Beam me up, Scotty!
Well, there's no Scotty on my ship, so...
Then your ship's no good.
It's better. So, as you can see, you can change the look.
Look at all the wasted space! You could park another ship in here!
That's the point.
Waste of space, lame, crappy ship, throw it away.
I chose big. You can make it look smaller if you wish.
He's trying to make up for something, I think.
As I was saying, you can make things look smaller if you wish. You don't have to if you don't want to. I like the bigger look myself.
Don't all us men like the bigger looks?
As I was saying, so I did pick the bigger look and everything. So unfortunately, to get to the captain's seat, you either got to jump up or you got to go all the way around. It's one of the downsides I don't like about it, but hey, what are you gonna do?
One of them?
So there are other decks you can go to. So this is basically what the corridors look like. Again, I picked the bigger corridors. You can pick smaller ones if you wish.
Let's get some NASCARs in here and race with how big these fucking doors are.
So you can go to different areas of the ship. So like this is the mess hall. Again, it's the bigger look that I've gone for. Basically, it's almost big enough you'd almost think you're on a space station. As for the things that are on the wall here, these are things that you can actually go up to and actually change and make it look and put on whatever ships you want. There's even an upper level here for playing poker. Unfortunately, you don't get to play the game, but if you
Thank God.
And in the back, you do have a full galley with a cook and everybody, so it is quite large.
That is an understatement.
I thought you got to go out that way. So you can go to, like I said, the mess hall. Over here it's just a sitting area if you want. I do believe if you go into the very back here, yeah, there's a counselor, so if you're ever in need of some counseling on my ship, you can go to a counselor.
Well, of course, while you're eating your troubles away, talk to someone about it.
So you can go to, there are other areas you can go to also, not just there. You can also go basically down the hall. You can go to basically any door, see what opens. There are areas like engineering you can go to.
Jump like a woman. Oh.
I believe this leads to the captain's quarters. Yep, captain's quarters. My quarters. Ah. See, I even get my own hallway too. So these are my quarters. So I got my bedroom. Unfortunately, it doesn't show you the head.
He probably has people laying in Jeffrey tubes because they don't got a quarters. And look at his room.
And my living room. So I get my own little hallway here to my quarters. Since I am the captain. And
he sucks as a captain.
Well, I don't see you captaining too much there. The other way, I do believe you can also go to a sick bay. There's also an engineer.
Yeah, you are sick, so you need a bay.
Well, you just got nothing nice to say, do you?
I'm your brother. What am I supposed to be nice about?
You're supposed to say, "Oh, what a nice starship, Ryan. Very good for."
Oh, what a waste of space, Ryan.
No waste of space.
You could do the Daytona 500 in that hallway.
Well, maybe you could.
I'm pretty sure that's the... Isn't that to the... what do you call it?
So this here is sick bay. This is my medical bay. This is the doctor's office. Bunch of bio beds. More bio beds. See? Way more than you'll ever see on any Enterprise. That is for sure. Because me, I only pick the best.
He has that many probably because that's how many crew members he gets injured in a mission.
No one ever dies.
That you will tell.
Well, eventually I will be doing a mission here, so yes, I will be showing. I don't think there's anything else on this deck.
Let's see the warp core on this thing.
Alright, well, I'll take you down to engineering and I'll show you that, and then we'll go on and do at least one mission just to show how this game goes.
And how this ship can fall apart.
No, falling apart.
Oh, did I say that out loud?
So you got, you can go back to the bridge, you can leave, or you can go to engineering.
Oh, let's see the engineering on this thing. Let's see.
This is the engineering deck. So, I can't remember if there's only one door to go in, or is there multiple doors to go in. Basically, go to every door and see what happens. I know at least one door opens and shows you, yes, the warp core, which is the heart and soul of my ship.
Now, as he said, it has been a while since he's played this game, so he does have to go to door to kind of refamiliarize himself with his own ship.
Oh, sorry. There's also the transporter room on this deck too. So you can use it to beam off your ship to go to to either go back to the space dock, or you can use it to go to another space station or another ship in the area. Basically, you can only go to predefined areas. So basically, it would either take me off the ship to start. Oop. Almost fell out of the airlock there.
His ship's falling apart.
You're gonna fall apart. Can't remember. Maybe I go in a big circle. I didn't think I did, but I might.
Well, if your ship's a big round thing.
Engineering.
Look up.
Look at that baby. Hums like a kitten.
It's purrs like a kitten.
Okay, we'll call it purr. Some calls it hum, some call it purr. Whatever you want to call it, that's what she does. You even have a ramp that you can actually go up to the second deck of the...
I can drive a monster truck up there.
Basically, I think regardless of what size you pick, you do get to, it always looks the same. But, now that Jordan has seen the heart and soul of my ship, that's basically what the inside of my ship looks like. It's all you can see on this game. You don't get to see any others, unfortunately. So, I will just leave the ship interior.
Yeah, back to the bridge.
Basically, it shows you beaming out, but you actually don't go anywhere.
Beam me up, Scotty.
There's no Scotty.
I'm sorry, sir. I just don't have the power.
You have to excuse Jordan. Seems to have found some pent-up energy. So, we will start the mission for what is next. So basically, I'm gonna warp to where the mission will start.
What kind of warp do we got?
Transwarp.
Ooh! He's done something right, ladies.
Thank you. So, this basically tells you what the mission's all about. So, yeah, so it basically tells you what the mission you're going to be doing is all about. So, we will just continue. And you can pick who's on your away team. So, obviously, we're going to be going somewhere. Maybe a space station, could be a planet, who knows. So, basically, I'm going to pick these people. They seem to do quite well for me. So, when you hit accept, it goes back to the loading screen here.
Scotty, we need more power!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're going to be hearing that for the rest of the game. Or at least the rest of this video. Mr. Scotty there. So, ignore him. He can be a pain in the ass. I know he is for me. Sometimes.
The invaders attacked this facility, but they did not do significant structural damage. They were, however, able to take down the control network controlling the orbital defense grid. That defense grid is the only thing capable of stopping all of the debris from the battle in orbit from raining down on the planet. Small pieces will burn up in the atmosphere. Your ship's weapons can deal with some others, but a significant percentage will get through. Until that grid is operational, there will be widespread devastation.
So, when you start a mission, most of the time you will get an audio message like this. Sometimes over on the right of the message, because all this is exactly what the audio says. Sometimes you'll get multiple options of what you can say. Sometimes you don't. Like this one here, you don't get to have anything else to say except yes. So, now that...
There was a firefight here. One of the Teray is injured, but his condition is stable. He may be able to give us more information about the invaders.
Again, only one option to say. When you get to somebody, it will give you the option to help them or do whatever you need to.
Thank you. My name is Bellis. You're from Starfleet, right? The ships emerged from the underspace, and they were too close for our defense grid to stop the launch of drop pods. In minutes, they had knocked out the grid controls, and we were defenseless. We barely had time to transmit a distress signal.
So, in this case, we do have multiple options. Basically, if you pick one in green, it will continue the story. If you don't know what something is, and they give you a second option, you can
You are
click.
not Teray. I cannot reveal our secrets.
Usually it goes nowhere. So
If I may, Underspace is a network of subspace corridors that extend through much of the Delta Quadrant. Voyager was pulled into one when its warp field interacted with the corridor's radial wall. At the time, we speculated that the corridors would speed our journey back to Federation space. That was not possible.
So basically, it came back to where I was. Even though different words were said here, it took away my one option, my second option, and left the only one that was left. So
The attackers were Thadwar. Voyager did indeed interact with one of our corridors, but instead of deleting the info as we requested and going on their way, they revived our greatest enemy. All of this destruction, every death, it's all Voyager's fault.
only one option.
It cannot be the Vatwa. I would know.
So, in this option, you do have 3 options of what to say. You can pick any one. Basically, there's no wrong one. Sometimes these options will bring you back to where this area. If the question or the answer you give doesn't lead you anywhere. So basically, you pick the one that you think is the one that you would say, and see where it goes. So I will say this.
This is all my fault. When we first encountered the Vatwar, they were in cryostasis. I foolishly awoke their leader in a moment of curiosity. I didn't know their history. They were conquerors, despots. The Vatwar used underspace to rule the Delta Quadrant for decades. It was only when the other races banded together that they were defeated. The time we encountered them, when I awakened them, Captain Janeway said she probably would have done the same thing. But it wasn't her choice, it was mine. I Vaadwaur we encountered did not have a level of technology like what we face here. This is far beyond anything the Vaadwaur are capable of developing in such a short amount of time.
So basically, this is all leads back to the television series Star Trek Voyager. If you've seen it, you may understand some of it. If you have not, you'll be completely lost.
My analysis remains unchanged. We need to restore functionality to the defense grid. There are 4 nodes located on the edge of this complex. We must restart these nodes and realign them to the central tower to re-establish the grid.
Basically, anything in green is basically your mission. So basically, we have to analyze these nodes and bring them back online using the steps provided. So again, we only have the one option to say.
I'll go to the central tower and start the initialization sequence.
So in the right here, as you can see, it shows you a miniature map. Tells you where in the general area you can go. At least in the general area where to go to start, or at least go to your objectives.
We had to ally ourselves with the terrain and escape the Vaadwaur. My analysis of this node is complete. Execute the following steps in the correct order. First, you must access the AI subroutine. No further hostile. Next, you must reinitialize the kinetic dampers. Finally, you must establish the satellite uplink.
So you have to stay at the location and basically hit the buttons.
No further hostile beams taken. Connection reestablished.
So basically that's it. So you can go around and pick up, and some of these here is you can pick up. They sometimes have stuff in them that you may need. Sometimes they don't.
When Admiral Tuvok asked me to leave my post at the Daystrom Institute to assist the Callisto, I thought the probability of seeing Vaadwaur was statistically insignificant. No further hostile beams detected.
I gotta figure out how to shoot. Well, duh. But how do I do that?
Whatever happens here, we must inform our superiors about the Vaadwaur threat.
Oh, wait, the gun's doing something. Hold the trigger down. Don't let it up, just hold it.
No further hostile beams detected.
Well, there's nothing to shoot at
I have
now.
completed my analysis. Complete the following steps. First, you must reboot the core matrix.
How did you become
Next,
Admiral?
you must reinitialize the kinetic dam. Finally, you must align the main relay. No further hostile beams detected. No further hostile beams detected.
Not all missions are always this easy. This seems to be one of the simpler ones so far. So I figure out how to shoot. It's instead of using the left mouse trigger.
No further hostile beams.
Sometimes you do get missions like these. Ah, shit. They're like mini missions basically, where you get a limited time to try and get the same wavelength by playing with it. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, then you don't.
No big deal.
Usually you get something better if you actually complete it.
Hasta la vista.
I need a gun. Something big. Yours.
Analysis complete. Perform the first, next, you finally. No further hostile beams detected.
Basically, you, whatever you point your mouse at is who you're gonna shoot at. You use the right mouse button to,
no further
to
hostile
shoot.
beams detected. Defense node online.
Oh, there's one more.
One more?
Yes. If you read the briefing,
When we
it
first
said
rescued the
4.
Vadwar, we thought we could be allies.
You do have a personal shield on this game.
Thank God, or you'd be dead.
Well, I've died before.
No further hostile beams detected.
So eventually you do get an inventory, which do actually get filled up pretty quick. You do get health. Let's see here. What's my health? Shit, I'm at full health. Sometimes you don't always have the space to hold everything. Sometimes you have to leave stuff behind, because unfortunately you do only have limited space.
I blame myself for the Vaadwaur's return. It was a door best left unopened. No further hostile beams detected. Complete these steps in the correct... First, you must access the... Next, you must charge the capacitive ring. Finally, you must establish...
Yes.
About damn time.
Well, these things aren't very quick.
Are you sure? Oh, there we go.
Uplink established.
Now I see lights and lasers!
Starfleet, I need assistance at the central tower.
Whiner baby one there.
At least on the game, the man's a gentleman. He's walking in front of the woman, making sure the woman is safe.
No further hostile beams detected.
So anyone in red is basically the bad guy.
Oh, so red means dead.
Yes.
Haha!
Anyone in blue is good.
So blue is blue, red is dead.
Yeah.
No further hostile beams detected.
Your team did an excellent job getting the defense nodes back online and realigned to the central hub here. The restart process will take some time, but the defense grid will be active in about 2 minutes. We'd be in good shape if the Vaadwaur hadn't launched more assault pods. These are mobile transporter pads used to bring more troops to the surface rapidly. I assume they're coming to stop us from restoring the defense grid.
the direct
So
control of
basically,
underspace
we
after
gotta
the
stop
Vadwar.
these.
Clearly, the Vadwar object. No further hostile beams detected.
What do you mean? You call me? Shotgun. Yeah.
So why aren't they dead?
Vadwar reinforcements approaching.
Come on, stop moving.
The Vadwar are relentless. Probability of our survival is slim. Vadwar are tenacious fighters. We must do more so.
We can't keep this up forever!
Never give up.
What is
Never
that?
surrender. What the hell are these? Sure hope they're on our side. Ah, there. Good old Starly comes in with some new tech.
No further hostile beams detected.
So basically, you gotta remove stuff to add more stuff. Eventually, I'm probably gonna have to clean it out a little bit more. But that's eventually. So you can also make the map bigger, so you can see more of where you are and where you're supposed to go.
No further hostile beams detected.
Thinking there's gotta be more bad guys. Which I think are these red things over here. Aha!
No further hostile beams detected.
So basically you gotta go around till you get all these. Yeah, basically you're gonna have to go around and try and find all the red guys, or the mission won't let you end it, unfortunately.
No further hostile beams detected.
Of course, I need to get rid of more stuff.
Is that enough?
Ah.
It is not odd. Voth reinforcements have entered orbit. These Vaadwaur do not want to do battle with an obviously superior force. While we did sustain great losses, we have made good on our agreement with the terrain. Bellas, we have restored your defense grid.
I'm not interested in petty squabbling about who did what. The grid is restored and we are safe. That's all that matters.
So that's basically the end of that mission so far.
7 of 9.
Admiral.
We detected the destruction of the Callisto. What?
It was your fault! Your ship invaded the Voth outpost! You woke the Vaadwaur!
Vaadwaur. Interesting. Starfleet intelligence did not consider them a threat. We believed their numbers were few and their technology outdated.
Then you were wrong! The Vaadwaur have returned, and no one is safe.
I see. 7. Voyager could use your expertise again. Will you return to the ship?
That would be acceptable.
Very well. We will take the other survivors from the Callisto as well. Thank you.
Yeah.
Voyager,
Basically,
2 to
it doesn't tell they don't speak the rank, because at any point during the game you could be ahead, you could be behind, you may be at any rank you ever want to be. So at the end of every mission, you get one of two choices. You can either stay on the surface and grab any of the supplies that were left behind, or you can beam back to your ship. So you can either say beam me up now, or say not now. You can always stay on the surface, grab the supplies that were left behind, then beam up. It's not like you're stuck on the planet for the rest of the game and you don't know what. But I know most of what's down here. I don't really need it, so I'm just just basically beam back up to the ship.
Beam me up, Scotty!
Here we go, Scotty again. There is no Scotty!
Then you need to
Thank
get
you
a
for
Scotty.
assisting Seven and lending aid to the Touré. However, the discovery that our old foes, the Vaudouar, have made such a leap in technology and are now threatening the entire quadrant is troubling.
So basically, at the end of every mission, you get these kind of messages from different characters. Basically, it's telling you what your next mission's going to be.
Thank you. Without your help, my team and I may have been killed by the Voth. Now, however, I must turn my attention to the Vaudouar. I am responsible for their return. I must assist in their defeat.
So, again, just like the planets, you can stay in the system. If you're doing a space battle, you could stay in the system, grab the supplies that were left behind, like on the surface, because you'll get the same types of things that you saw on the surface, those cylinder things. Or you can even stay in the system and explore. You can actually explore the system that you're in. You can go to different planets, scan them, beam to them, whatever you want. Or you can leave the system. I'm going to leave the system. I don't see much point in staying. So, when you do leave a mission, or you
the
leave...
Vaudouar. I had a feeling I hadn't seen the last of them. They were dangerous before, and now they have tech that can defeat the Voth. If the Vaudouar come for us, we need to be ready.
So, at the end of every mission, you'll get experience points, expertise points, and different other things. So basically, you get the experience points and expertise points. You use those to basically upgrade your character to get to the next rank. And when I get to the next rank, I should be able to get a new ship. Sometimes you get to choose. Sometimes there's 2 options of extra things that you can get. Sometimes there's 1. Sometimes there's 2. Sometimes there's 3 or 4. And you only get to choose 1 or 1 or 2, depending on what it says. Unfortunately, there's only 1 option, and I only can choose 1, and I have to choose it, unfortunately. So
there's something interesting I'd like you to look into.
So basically, now we're gonna go through a little story here. She's gonna basically tell us where to go next and what to do.
Officially? There's a joint effort aimed at establishing a new presence in the Delta Quadrant. While I was captain of the Voyager, I learned a lot about this part of the galaxy. Command felt I'd be a valuable part of our efforts here, and I agree with them. We need to find out where things stand, especially with some of the more aggressive factions in the quadrant. There used to be a lot of distance between Delta and our neck of the galaxy, but now, thanks to a pair of Dyson spheres and an Iconian gateway system, the Delta Quadrant might as well be next door. I'd like to make sure we're all going to be good neighbors. There's something interesting I'd like you to look into.
So basically...
Not all the experiences of the USS Voyager crew in the Delta Quadrant were positive. Captain Janeway made some tough decisions to get her crew home. And more than one species felt like they'd had a run-in with a supernova after she'd been through their space. These ill feelings have festered for decades, and they haven't aged well. We need to do what we can to assuage them.
So, basically this is telling us our next mission. So basically we're going to patrol, assist the systems of the Delta Quadrant, basically just go to them. We'll get expertise and experience. They'll tell us how much we get. We can either decline this or accept it. I'm going to accept.
Did you complete your tasks? your tasks.
So, again, as I was saying, so this is one of the many systems that I am in. It actually is just a big galaxy with a big grid on the bottom, and it tells you basically where you are, and it will even tell you the name of the stars, the planets, wherever you happen to want to be. You can also go to a grid system like this where you can see the entire galaxy, at least in the area you're in. Right now we're here. This is where we are. No, sorry. That's where we need to go, actually. This is where we are. As you can see, it says Ryan. That's me. Basically, that's where we need to go. To the right here, it tells us what we need to do. So basically, we need to go through all these systems, patrol them, basically just go through them, basically go to this point. So we can click on this, and it will tell me to auto travel to that, so I'll say yes. So the ship will automatically start going on impulse and basically head towards that planet. So, and as you go by, you can look at the other systems that we go by. There's a system there. Basically, that's just a grid down there. This is one of the systems that they want us to... Basically a side mission.
Good to see you. Let's get to work. The Malon once used this system as a dump site. However, the radiation levels have been dropping. We investigated and found that the Vaadwaur had chased the Malon away. Our intelligence indicates the Vaadwaur are expecting us to deploy surveillance beacons into the area, which is why we have done just that. We've learned they plan to ambush us when we retrieve the data from the beacons. When that happens, they'll go from hunter to prey. The beacons are now, in essence, Vaadwaur bait. We will counterattack the Vaadwaur, disable one of their ships, and recover the intel data from their systems. We will then analyze the data to determine their recent movements and objectives. We want to locate one of their main bases. So far, we've had little luck in finding where they hole up when they're not on the attack. This should change that. Time's a factor here. Let's get to work and scan the beacons. We wouldn't want to disappoint the Vaadwaur, now would we?
So, that's basically the beginnings of this game. So, I'm gonna just exit out of here. So, that's basically how Star Trek Online kind of looks. If you like this, video, please tell us. Maybe I'll do more. Show you what the rest of the game looks like, maybe how Space Battle does. So I hope you will like, share, and comment. Please comment on this video. Tell me what you think. Should I do more? Maybe not. I see a lot of you are viewing our videos and not subscribing to our channel. Please do. It does help us. Not right now, but eventually, if we get enough people subscribing, it can help us and hopefully get us, and we'll be able to make bigger, better videos. So, like I said, like, share, subscribe to our channel, and hopefully we'll see you on the next video.
And also, please like and subscribe to the videos before this, especially the Star Wars one. Let us know if you want to see a longer one of that or more of that one as well. Again, like my brother said, please like, subscribe to the channel, and we both hope you have a fantastic week. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.